everybody, my name is Stacy Iest Hsu and I work here at Moda. I've been here for 10 years and I've designed these panels for 10 years, and over the years I've learned a lot of things, and today I want to teach you some tips and tricks on how to sew these dolls. Today we're going to feature my little reindeers from this fall collection, Holiday Cheer, and the reason why I'm using these is because they're similar to most of the dolls that I sew, and so these tips will apply to any doll that you sew from my collections. So let's get started. Some of the things that I've learned about making these panels are that you always need to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And as you can see, I stitched it in red, and you can see how I've gone around and sewn it. So they're always 1/4 inch. Normal quilting seam allowance. The second thing is that you always want a back stitch. You do that in the beginning and at the end, and it's important that you do that so that it doesn't come apart. The third thing, and this is having to do with the panel, when you cut out all the pieces, you can cut these little markers off with the number of the piece and place them on top so that you don't get confused on which piece was from the instructions. So you cut out all your pieces and you cut out these little icons and put them on there to keep track of everything. The next thing is, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have realized this, is that during the printing process, things get kind of pulled and stretched. And so oftentimes the pieces don't always match together. And so the best thing to do is just kind of pull on it before you start sewing it to kind of make it fit a little bit. It's not going to be perfect. It's just the printing process and how it works. And I know when I first started, it was like super frustrating because I'm like, I know when I designed this, the pieces matched. And then when I got the printed fabric, because of the natural element, they don't always fit, but you can kind of pull and massage to get them to work together. The next thing that I have learned, and this is kind of a recent thing, and I've started putting it on my instructions, is that I started noticing that around the points, like around the head and under the arms and by the legs, it would kind of fray or pop open because of the pressure of the stuffing. So I started doing a super lightweight interfacing, and you can use any like dressmaker interfacing, just a single-sided interfacing. It's very lightweight, and I put it on both pieces of the deer. And so that way, when you sew it, it makes it a little firmer and a little stronger in those corners so that it doesn't come apart. When you stuff it, it actually makes it easier to stuff. And I know I get a lot of feedback about the little legs and the little arms, but this process actually helps with that. That brings me to the next step, which I'm gonna kind of show you right now, is after you've sewn it together, you have the interfacing, you wanna trim it down. And so that there's not as much bulk in there. So what you do is I just clip like a little bit before, and then I go around and I just trim the excess fabric. And that way it has less fabric and it's easier to turn inside out. And so we do that with the dolls, and you can see I'm kind of just going around, and you just trim the excess fabric off, and it makes it much easier to work with. It's been really fun learning the process and learning new things about how to make these simpler. I've had a lot of help from other like stores telling me, you should do this. I'll tell you, one of the first feedbacks was, you need to make the arms and legs wider. So I did. And so that's made it a lot easier. But my greatest resource has been Moda Jane. I'm sure most everybody knows Moda Jane and how she is a prolific sewer. And one of her helpful tips, I actually spoke with her before I was ready to film. She says she uses fray check, I believe is what it's called. And she'll do a dab in all the corners so that also helps when you, after you stuff it in the pressure points, so that it doesn't fray. So I think that's a wonderful, wonderful tip to do. And then, as you all know, Moda Jane is also wonderful at embellishing all of these cute dolls. And so she's taught me a lot along the way of all the things you can do to customize your dolls, like using ribbon or beads. So we're coming to the end now. And we got it all trimmed off. I made a nice big mess here, but that's kind of the funnest part, is to move all this stuff out of the way. Probably should use a smaller scissors, but this one's okay too, and it's Moda. So the next tip, are you ready, is to clip the corners. So this is vital when you're making these cut and sew panels, because these corners, if you turn them inside out, and maybe some of you have done this, you turn it inside out and it's all like puckery and tight, and it's just not sitting nicely. And so when you clip the corners, but watch out you don't clip the seam, because then it's game over, unless you use some fray check or restitch. But you clip those corners and it kind of eases things up, and it just makes it much, much nicer and flatter. But again, very, very careful when you're going there. And you just clip. You can do, I usually do about 3. I do one in the center point, like you can see right here. And then I'll do one on the side, on each side. And then we do it under, I do it under the arms, I do it under the legs, and I do it in the neck. And I already did this one already. So after we've done this, it's all clipped, it's all trimmed. And so my next tip, we want to turn this inside out. And I know there's all kinds of fancy tools for turning these little guys out, but I use this super simple tool that most everybody has, and it's a crochet hook. And I'll tell you why I like to use a crochet hook, because I've seen wooden tools to do this. I like it because it's a rounded top, and so it's not going to poke through if you use like a knitting needle or something that's more pointy. And then also it's metal, so it's smooth. Sometimes if you use like a wooden dowel or something like that, it can get kind of stuck or something like that. And so what I do is I turn all the pieces around, and I try to push out with my hands for the most part. Like I'll go in, because now the legs and arms are a little bit wider, I can fit my fingers in there a little bit, but I kind of try to pull it out like so. Look at how cute, she's coming alive. And then I take my little crochet hook on the rounded side, and I just gently go from side to side and push it out, and it comes out so easily. And then I just like gently rub it along the edge to pull out all those corners. And you can see, I mean, I've done this all here, and it goes really fast. Here come her little legs. And there we go, we got the last leg. And here we are, we got this cute little girl, Reindeer. And a lot of it, you just use your hands to massage out. And it's super fast and simple. I probably could have clipped it a little bit more, but pretty smooth for the most part. And then my next fancy tool, I have my filling. And I always stuff the arms and legs first. And so I use a marker. But don't use the marker side, use the other side. There's something about this thin marker, and you can get like the brand name markers. I like the size. Like I can't use a crochet hook to stuff because it's just too small, but for some reason this guy just gives me the right leverage to get the stuffing in. So I always do the arms and legs first. And you take just a little bit. Don't do a lot, because it's hard to stuff the little legs and arms with a lot of stuffing. And so I just put it in, and I can do it with my hand for the most part, but then it gets to a point where it's a little harder. So I take my little top here, and I kind of hold it tight and I just move it down there. And there we go. And so you just continue this process of stuffing with small. You can probably do a little bit more, but you continue this process of just stuffing the little arms and legs. And you do it with your hand a little bit. And then you use your marker, and then you just like slowly, it's like a little sausage, slowly fill it up. So you continue this process and you do the arms and legs, and then I always do the head, and then I do the body, and then I hand stitch it closed. And this is how we make the dolls. And now that we finished with the tips and tricks, I want to show you something new and exciting. Hi, we're back, and I'm super excited to share some great news with you about Moda and Shannon Fabrics. And they've come together to create this wonderful fabric called Cuddle. They asked me if I would be willing to design 3 panels, and I said, of course, yes. These items have actually been in Moda in the past, but made in our traditional cotton. We have the animal barn with all the goodies in there. And we also have our adorable farm animals. There's 2 separate panels, and they're fun animals. And we think this Cuddle fabric is perfect for these projects. Some tips, I have sewn with it, and I'll be honest with you, I was a little intimidated because I'm used to sewing with cotton. But through the process of sewing with it, I learned some things on my own of how to approach it, and I want to share those with you as well. One of the things that was new for me was that you cannot iron it a lot. And you specifically don't iron it on the fuzzy side, you iron it on the other side. So that was a big learning for me. Also, not to use super thick interfacing. Like I usually use the thicker, like fusible fleece, and I feel like it was a little too thick. So I believe more of a flannel, and you can kind of use the spray adhesive to put it on there so it doesn't shift. It doesn't fray a lot. It has a little bit, but it's very manageable. So that was easy to do. Also, I used my handy little tools, my crochet hook to turn the corners out, and it worked out really, really well. I also used a longer stitch because of the fabric being a little thicker pile. Usually with the dolls, we do the tighter stitch because we don't want it to come open after you stuff it. But this one, because it's thicker, it requires a longer stitch. So 2.2 length stitch works very well for that. Otherwise, it was a real pleasure to sew with once I started getting used to the feel. And I'm excited to make more items and design more items with Cuddle and hopefully share more. We're all new to this, and so we're open to feedback as much as possible from you all as you begin to sew with this, and we would love to hear from you. Thanks for joining us. I hope that you learned a lot from this little video, and I hope you enjoy sewing the dolls as much as I designed them. Please follow me at Stacy Iest Hsu on Instagram, or you can go to my website, Stacy Iest Hsu. Just a helpful hint for spelling, because my name is a little tricky. The middle East is pronounced East, but it's spelled I-E-S-T, and then my last name is pronounced Hsu, like the shoe you wear, but it's spelled H-S-U. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope you have fun.